YouTube was good with it, man. I told you I was coming right back with another video. This time we gotta talk about a few things that Errol Spence said during the Canelo fight. When he was ringside before the fight even happened. You know, they had Chris Mannix. I guess they pulled up a little interview on the side. I guess just to kill time or whatever. Promote fights as well. And Chris Menace asked him a few things, but the main thing I really want to talk about is him asking him about the Crawford fight. Now I have the audio here. I'm not gonna play too much of it consecutively. I don't want to get hit with that copyright, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts on what was said. Hold on, let me pull it. I don't know why I left the screen. Hopefully this is loud enough too, cause I'm playing. I'm not even playing this from my desktop audio. I'm about to play it straight so it comes through the mic. So hopefully that sounds clear. Hopefully. Let's see.
Look, I want to get to that, but there's always going to be questions until you and Crawford fight.
Yeah.
How optimistic, if at all, are you that you can get Crawford in 2021?
I think it could happen.
So I just want to pause it real quick. So that's Chris Mannix. They're ringside. He's talking to Errol Spence right now. I asked him if he's optimistic about the fight happening and hear what Spence has to say.
Al and the Bada sit down, and for Bada to start lying. So we'll see. But I think it definitely could happen next year. They just gotta sit down and talk and go
Talk
over
it out.
numbers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
things like that.
Work
But it
work out the
definitely could
numbers.
happen. But like I said, I'm the big dog at the welterweight division.
Big fish.
And he gotta take a back seat and take that 60-40 or 70-30, wherever we give him.
Now I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that live, I was dying. My man's told him he said you gotta take the 60-40 or the 70-30 or whatever we give him. Like that's boss talk. He's talking to him right now. And the way I look at it right now too is Spence is in the driver's seat. Now, I don't think he was serious about the 70-30 or whatever we give him. Now, 60-40, I really believe he's gonna stick to that. And I think he deserves the 60-40 over Crawford. Not because I think he's gonna beat him or anything. I think he's a better fighter, but it's just more about, I guess you can say, popularity, what they're doing sales wise. So, uh has Crawford ever sold out Cowboy Stadium? Has he ever done 48,000 in Cowboy Stadium? Has he ever done, like, I seen the graphic. I would probably have to go look it up and find it again, but it showed Errol Spence's biggest fights and the record of the attendance for the fight, and his biggest fights all had the bigger numbers. So we know he's definitely selling more than Crawford. His pay-per-views have definitely done better. So now we just have to take that into account. And then Spence is doing all the heavy lifting. Yeah, I respect Terence Crawford's his resume. I'm not gonna say I respect his resume too much. I respect his accolades. I do respect his resume too. But when you just look at who he's fought compared to Spence's last 8 fights or 6 fights, whatever it is, like, the resume just doesn't stack up. Like, Spence is fighting borderline Hall of Fame guys. Like, I'm not saying these guys are all into the Hall of Fame, but they're borderline guys at the very least. Um, Now let's look at it like this. Yeah, Crawford, he has won at 3 different divisions: 135, 140, 147. He has belts there. He was undisputed at 140. But nobody cares about a post out. Nobody cares about an Ndongo. Nobody cares about a Delorme. Like who are these guys that he's fighting? Nobody cares about a Jeff Horn. Even though Jeff Horn did beat Pacquiao it was a robbery, but he still won, I guess you can say. And Pacquiao just didn't look like the same Pacquiao we were used to seeing. Um, who else did he beat? Yeah, he beat a Gamboa. Gamboa's, it's crazy. A lot of people took credit away from Tank fighting Leo Santa Cruz, saying, "Well, he's a natural 126 pound," but we didn't say that about nobody. None of the Bud Crawford fans want to say that about Terence Crawford fighting Gamboa, and that was Terence Crawford's last fight at 135. He was already way too big for it. He already said he was having trouble making the weight at 135. So. And then Gamboa was just too small, 135, and he still Gamboa still gave him a little bit of fight. Yeah, he punished Gamboa, but Gamboa definitely landed some shots that gave him a little bit of chicken noodle soup legs. But yeah, so like I said, man, I think he's saying the 70-30 and just like he's just this is chess right now, bro. Because we already heard Crawford say that he's not taking 60. He's not taking a 60-40 from Spence. And I think since Spence has more options, Spence definitely has way more options than Terence Crawford. He's trying like I don't think he's gonna take that fight until he wins in the business. And we can't say that's a duck because a lot of fighters do that. Um, Look at it with the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Like he damn near wants to take the. He wanted the 64. He wanted on his platform. He wanted the fight on the zone, and then Deontay Wilder had to stay on the zone for future fights after that. So it's like, sometimes it is just the business of it, and it's not really any of these guys ducking one another. Um, but yeah, like I said, man, I think this is just all like a little chess and mind games. And you see, every time Errol Spence says something, Terence Crawford responds on Twitter right away, like he don't waste any time, and it's like he's getting in his head a little bit, and think it's kind of working out. Like we all know Spence is trolling about 70-30, bro. But like I said, I do think Spence has done a lot of the heavy lifting at the welterweight division. So I will say, I think Spence should get the 60-40 favor on as far as the splits go. But Terence Crawford, I'm not mad at him not wanting to take it, man. You feel like you accomplished so much, and you gotta take 60-40 to a guy that you don't feel like has done much more than you. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, but also, if anybody wants to say somebody's ducking, man, Terence Crawford, we not act like Terence Crawford, and I'm not even saying Terence Crawford is like I'm not gonna say I think he's scared of Errol Spence. I'm not gonna say that. Like, yeah, I do think he probably feels like he can beat him, but we cannot make it seem like Terence Crawford didn't re-sign with Top Rank when he had the chance to go to PBC and make the fight easier to happen. So I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, Errol Spence calling out. Oh yeah, matter of fact, let me get back to the audio. I want to get some more audio. We're gonna get into that.
The limited amount of time you have left at 147. You're a big guy. You're eventually going to move up in weight. You've made comments that you would like to face Canelo Alvarez at some point.
And
He's
it's him
fighting
talking about
tonight
Canelo.
at 168. He said, "Hey, I'm interested in Errol Spence." What do you think of that fight?
I think it's a great fight, especially at 160. I'm a guy that, sucks down at 147. I mean, I really think that a lot of people see probably 80, 70% of who I really am in 147 pounds. And I'm a guy, especially when I got the WC belt, it helped me go up in weight. I had an IVF and 10-pound weight limit after the weigh-ins, things like that. So it helped me out a lot too. But I'm a guy that outgrown the weight. I'm just holding around because I want to be undisputed champion at 147. But if it's a
Alright, so I already played too much of that audio right there. Hopefully they don't hit us with the copyright. But yeah, you heard Errol Spence. He said he's basically sucking down to get to 147. He's kind of draining himself, and that's partly the reason why, if you guys have been keeping up, he's getting back with his strength and conditioning coach, and he said he's going to hire a nutritionist. So you definitely wants to make that weight comfortably. He said he has 2 to 3 more fights left at 147. I think the Spencer Crawford fight is gonna happen. I just think this is all about being strategic and making a better business move. Like at the end of the day, these fighters do want to fight each other. It just comes down to who's gonna make the better business move, and I think that's all Spencer's doing right now. He's calling out Canelo. I do think he wants to fight Canelo, but he knows that fight is not gonna happen within the next year or two, probably. So, he's trying to position himself. Let me move this camera down a little bit. He's trying to position himself in this Crawford situation to get the bigger bag, the higher splits, and that's what you're supposed to do. You use your leverage. You use anything you can to get leverage over your opponent. So, I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, man. I appreciate that, man. I'm definitely trying to get consistent with the YouTube videos again. So, hopefully we keep getting these good fights. Then we got what fights we got coming up next? I think the next good fight is Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. That's what 2nd of January. So, we'll probably be gone for a little bit unless there's some good things happening like basketball, football. Oh, matter of fact, we might have some football and basketball things to get to. The NBA season starts in what? 2 days on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Starts on Tuesday, 22nd. So we'll have some stuff to talk about that. The playoffs we should be getting close to knowing what teams are going to be in the playoffs in the NFL soon. We're already in like week 14, week 15. So we got it. There's only probably about 2 or 3 teams in each conference that are probably about that are like hanging on and possibly could get in, but realistically they might not. So, yeah, like I said, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on the situation. Is Errol Spence playing chess right now just to position himself to get a bigger payday against Terence Crawford? Or is he ducking in you guys' opinions? I'm an Errol Spence guy. That's my favorite fighter. So, but I'm still gonna be objective. I'm still gonna try my hardest to be a little unbiased. I'm not a hater. Like I already kept it a stack. Like I saw somebody say Errol Spence could beat Canelo. Like, there's no chance. Like I think Canelo probably knock out Spence at 160. To be honest with you, uh, I believe in Errol Spence, so I mean I will have to see it for. I will have to see how he looks at 160 first, because like I just played in the audio, he said he's only at maybe 80% max. He said he's at 80% max, but probably 70% at his potential fighting at 147 because he's drained himself. And like I said, with that, I'm out of here, man. Peace.